My name is Ripken Smith. I'm a senior accounting major with a minor in finance. I'm also on the track and field team here at University of Mary Washington. And I've been involved with the St. John Bosco Center since kind of my freshman year, but didn't get actively involved until my junior year when I started RCIA. I didn't grow up in a household that really talked about Christianity or God really in general, but I was raised in a loving household that taught me the value of people as well as, how to interact with others and to value people. Growing up, we used to kind of just make jokes about Christianity, to be completely honest, because we thought organized religion was a bit of a mess, but it wasn't until later in my life, so about sophomore year of high school, that I started actually asking questions, like me thinking that there was a God out there, but I wasn't sure of my values and beliefs and how they held up within a certain religion. So I first found out about the Catholic campus ministry through a focused missionary named Tim Goodwin, and that was during my welcome week of freshman year. It started out with just kind of going to Fun Friday and Supper Social, but to be honest, I barely ever showed up. I probably went to maybe 4 events in the entire fall and spring semester combined. It wasn't until my junior year did I actually start getting involved in things. It started with the focused missionary Tim Goodwin. He got me interested in finding out about certain events with the Catholic campus ministry, but it wasn't until I just so happened to walk by Ball Circle one night and I saw the Eucharistic procession. I had absolutely no idea what was going on. I saw a tent and I saw a lot of people, but for some reason I felt drawn to it and I felt like I needed to be there. And I asked the focused missionary Tim Goodwin about, what is that? What's going on under that tent? And then he said, he told me a little bit about adoration and a little bit about the Catholic belief behind it, and I said, that's really interesting. And then I just so happened to sit under the tent for a couple hours that night. So my freshman year was something that was like, hey, you should be coming in this direction. But not until RCIA that I started to ask certain questions that I always had about the faith, but I wasn't necessarily okay with people's answers, because it used to be just believe it because that's what the Bible says. I'm never someone to just take something for someone's word. I have to know why. I was raised to ask questions and find out the reason why behind things. Not until RCIA did I actually be able to defend the faith in a way and to understand certain aspects that maybe I was super unclear, or that my family was making fun of me about. And it wasn't until RCIA, or a couple months into RCIA, that I was able to actually say stuff and tell them, that's not right. This is actually what it means, and I don't know, the word that I used to describe it was indescribable, almost. You're over waves of emotion. Before, never really cry that much, and now I'm tearing up kind of talking about it. It's not very fun. Usually not one to show emotion, but that night definitely was a tough one. It was, I could feel that I was changing in a way. I felt like such a weight was lifted off of my chest during that night. To see that some of the people that I started my journey with were there, it was incredible. I had Robbie Renner there. He was a senior my freshman year, and to have him actually kind of serve along Father Vaccaro was incredible. Yeah. Because he helped me in the faith as well, and to have Brian Will there was amazing too, because he was also part of it, as well as the focused missionary Jim Davey. Jim Davey helped me so much at Seek to be able to understand more about the faith, and basically he was just a receiver my questions. He would listen to my questions and then answer them, or if he didn't have the answer, he would take me to who could answer them. I would ask that the person that's considering either entering the church or just wanting to know more about the church to just write down the questions that they have right now. Just sit down one day, ask the questions, and as you start to ask those questions, towards either the parish priest of Father Vaccaro, or you talk to just people within the community, or you go online, or you go to wherever your home parish might be, and you start asking those questions. If you get more questions, write those down too. And don't stop until you start finding the answers answers to those questions. There's really a God, why would this certain thing happen? Or, why can't non-Christians receive communion at a Catholic Mass? I think if you know the reason why, you can be able to answer the questions from others and to be able to, I guess, as people say, defend the faith and to, show other people why things are the way they are in the church and why, you're still with the church. To learn more about a faith doesn't take really much. It takes you to walk out that door and you to get over here to the Catholic Campus Ministry. I mean, it's not scary. I mean, I've met some amazing people at the Catholic Campus Ministry, and I wouldn't trade any of those people because they're all unique. And there's no other place like that, around here. And you can never repeat the 4 years you have here at University of Mary Washington. And I think the 4 years that you spend here, you should try and spend them learning to know God and learning to Him in the Catholic Campus Ministry, because there's people there that can help you. And your life will definitely change for the better. So.